Okay. Push that locker. B as in boy, 5'8". It sounds like there's 2 kids in the locker. Is there anyone able to meet us here with a bolt cutter?
Cries of children locked inside a storage unit.
Milwaukee police, we're coming here. Hi.
6 kids. The youngest, just 2 months old, rescued from what police called putrid conditions. Their parents left them a bucket to go to the bathroom. We have the newly released body cam video showing what the parents of the children found sleeping in a car outside had to say for themselves. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. There are a lot of heartbreaking cases out there of families who are struggling with issues like homelessness, and they truly have nowhere to go. But according to prosecutors, police, homeless advocates, and the law, this isn't one of those cases. Authorities say the parents had options besides placing their children in a storage unit alone, including a newborn baby.
I'm pretty sure it's this one. Yep.
Yeah, you're here. Okay. I'm gonna let you guys do that then. See?
There's 2 kids in there. 4, 3, 4, 2.
Okay.
Push that locker. B as in boy, 5'8". It sounds like there's 2 kids in the locker. Is there anyone able to meet us here with a bolt cutter?
This story takes place in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Police were called to a storage facility because an employee heard the cries of children inside one of the units. Police couldn't open the unit on their own, so they called the fire department to come in and help.
What's on the side? There sound like somebody on a breathing.
Yeah.
Sound like somebody on like a breathing machine.
Which,
This one.
this one?
It's gonna be hard to get a lot.
Yeah, we'll need the cutters. I think this will.
Yeah, it's like a one number.
Yeah.
How you want that? So I can help you. Yeah.
Milwaukee police, we're coming here.
Police have redacted the identities of the kids and the conversations that officers had with them, but these are pictures that authorities released of what they found in the unit. In this photo, you can see a sectional couch, a mattress, and some blankets, but it's important to note that police say there was almost no light coming into this unit. The only light came through any sort of crack in the garage door. There was also no running water, no electricity, and no way to call for help if something went wrong. Now, this is another photo that was released by police showing a bucket inside the unit. Authorities say that is what these 6 children reportedly used as a bathroom. Officers described the smell inside that unit as, quote, putrid. Now, the children range in age from 9 years old all the way down to just 2 months old. Here are their ages listed in the criminal complaint.
Azyia Zielinski. Okay. How many? I only got 4. Maybe 5.
Like 5 and a bit.
Azyia Zielinski.
I'm gonna touch base with washing the chairs on that. Okay. I mean, not probably.
Lives here with them and just locked them in so they didn't leave, but
Obviously, the issue, but stand by, get their info, obviously, and I'll let them know everyone's just okay.
okay.
2 months? Is everybody doing all right?
Just start grabbing the names and the keys info.
Doesn't matter. This goes without saying, but trying to get a story from all these women to talk before mom gets here and says whatever. In case, like, you know, she say they just moved him here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they all need to be medically eval, and then it looks like they're all just, How long you guys been in here? Minutes? Not long? No? They were in the other unit? Which one is that? The clothes unit they were in?
There's more people?
That's where all your clothes are?
Is it close? You don't have any more brothers or sisters, do you? None other that are sleeping in any storage units or anything?
They all seem good.
Yeah, I mean,
They look like they're sleeping good. Babies awake.
Best
I mean,
case
you're not gonna
scenario.
want them like all medically transported, do you? I mean,
I'm sure she just locked them and said they didn't get out, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Problem. What's your guys' info?
we're truck 82.
Crew, what shift? Blue? Lieutenant or
Lieutenant
captain?
Larson.
All right, Perry, start getting a story from the one that can talk. The best. Howdy. Got your kids.
what's your name?
How many are there actually?
4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep, basically. Mom said she'd be back. A car came through here and then drove off. It was looking like it was about to park here, so she might not be coming back now.
The children said they had not been in the unit for that long that night, but they had been staying in this unit several times a week for multiple weeks. They said that evening, their mom left them, and you can see all the stuff that was packed in that unit with these young kids. Police then started searching for the people who might have locked these children inside a storage unit. This is a place meant to keep belongings safe, not a place for human beings, let alone children, to sleep. The victims were found just before 2 o'clock in the morning. Now, the next batch of body cam video we have is from outside the facility more than an hour later, just around 3:15. And that is when police say they made contact with the parents of the children. The two of them were found asleep outside, inside an SUV with their dog. That's a vehicle where they can control the climate. They can be more comfortable than in a storage unit with a bunch of stuff.
In your opinion, I know that you can't make any definitive decisions, but in your opinion, what based on if you've seen the situation before, what do you think the next move is?
I don't know. We have detectives here to talk to you. I have no idea, to be honest.
Mom and dad aren't saying much at this point. They have been identified as 33-year-old Charles Dupriest and 26-year-old Azyia Zielinski. Now, before I get back to the body cam video and what Charles and Azyia have to say next, I want to tell you what the criminal complaint says, what the children told officers, and it is heartbreaking. The 5-year-old told police that the children were told not to be loud in the unit. The 9-year-old reportedly told investigators it was his responsibility to care for his 5 siblings. He says that he's often hungry, and it was his responsibility to feed the 2-month-old, to give that baby a bottle. This kid is just 9. He said his parents, they drank alcohol, and when they were drunk, it was his job to look after everyone. Think of that responsibility for a 9-year-old. Another child said that she was upset that the dog got to sleep in the car, but she and her siblings, they were locked inside a storage unit. One child, when asked how she felt when the storage unit was locked, simply just said, sad. Now, that 9-year-old also reportedly said that he and the other children would receive, quote, whoopings from Dupriest. The kids added that their parents smoked marijuana and they would actually smoke inside the storage unit where those kids were crammed inside. Now, again, there is no question that some families face impossible circumstances and are forced into extremely difficult situations. But in this situation, police say that's not what's happening. Investigators say that these parents had options and they chose to put their kids in that storage unit. Now, eventually, police get the word that it's time to arrest these parents, and I want you to listen to the dad, Charles Dupriest, and what he had to say.
Yep, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna put some cuffs on you and I'll let you know what's going on, alright?
We're getting arrested?
Yeah.
What for?
Sure. Kid being in there, shot myself. You know there's a dog there, right? Yep. Okay. So you gotta get arrested. Alright. So we're gonna put you in the squad.
You safety ladder?
We'll lock it up for you so it doesn't tighten on you.
For child endangerment?
Or neglect.
Neglect?
Yep.
That's the detective?
Yep.
Okay, can I speak to him, please?
He's gotta go through your rights and all that, and then yes, he's
Okay, can I speak to him, please? Excuse me, you're the detective? Okay. Before I get placed in the car, may I talk to him? You see, I'm perfectly calm. I haven't been belligerent.
What's up, man?
Okay. Can I please understand why you came to the decision that you came to?
Well, that all will be explained to you once we talk to you. But
No,
you have rights, so I have to respect that. Yes,
there
there
is
is
why we can't talk right now?
because we have to do that at a proper setting.
No, I'm asking.
So right now you're under arrest. Okay, you have rights.
I'm asking. I'm under arrest, even though the county is already known, the city is already known, Impact 211 has already known.
So you're under arrest because of the circumstances. That's all we basically are for right now.
I'm asking the circumstances as far as because she was out here with me and they were in there. Like, is that the determining factor that she wasn't with them when the situation happened?
We talk to about that once we come and talk to you. You're under arrest because of the circumstances from tonight. That's all I can tell you right now, without violating your rights. Okay?
What do you mean without violating my rights?
Because you have rights, right? When you're under arrest, there's certain procedures that I have to follow. And we're going to do that at a proper setting. Right now, you'll be transported to the district, you'll be booked in, and then someone will come and talk to you. At that point, you'll be read your rights, and if you decide to answer questions, then we can have a discussion regarding tonight.
Okay, can I grab my cell phone?
Where's your cell
It's
phone?
in my car.
I'll get it.
May I please just grab my phone?
We're going to grab it for you.
Can you walk with me?
No, we'll
I'm
grab
saying
it.
you don't know
So,
where it is in my vehicle, and I have multiple cell phones in my
They'll
vehicle.
all be taken,
I only need one.
but we're
because
taking
only
all
one
of them.
What?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean you're taking all of them?
Whatever cell phones or electronics are in the car, it will be confiscated.
Why?
That's part of the investigation.
How?
Okay.
No, I'm
okay.
asking how, sir.
He'll let you know all this at the station, right? Is there anything besides cell phones you want us to grab?
The wallet? No. All of my cell phones are in the door.
The door, left side door.
Yeah, at my door.
Is the dog
Have
nice?
anything on you that's gonna poke me, stick me, hurt me?
No, I don't.
Is the dog nice?
Yeah,
Callis, did you go over the C1 for her?
Huh?
Did you go over for a C1 with her?
Didn't he say? He said 2C1.
Oh, okay. All right.
what's a C1?
It means you're under arrest.
So what's gonna happen to our children?
That I honestly don't know.
What do you mean?
Well, we're
going
gonna sit with them until we figure out a place for them to go, but I don't know.
Detectives are running the investigation right now.
No, what's gonna happen to my children, sir? Are you taking her too?
I'm sorry.
What's gonna happen to the kids?
Yeah,
is he asking?
what is she getting taken for?
Get in the car, sir.
Come on, let's take a seat. They're gonna explain everything
What is she
to you
getting
down at
taken
the
for?
station.
What is gonna happen to
Charles.
my children?
Charles.
What is gonna
They're
happen to my
explain it to
They
you.
will explain.
They will
They're gonna be
explain.
safe.
Would
They're
you
gonna be
please
safe.
stop pushing me
They're
and
gonna
let
be
me finish
safe.
my
They're gonna be
statement?
They're gonna be
Okay,
safe.
Charles.
would you please stop pushing me?
This is the
Stop
last.
I'm being
Okay,
compli-
we're not going to have a discussion out here. Your children are going with CPS. Okay, CPS has been called. They're on their way. Okay, we'll find a stable home for them.
You mean
we
what you
will
mean
let
you'll
you-
find
we
a
will let
stable home for them?
Charles, this is not up for discussion right now. Get into the car, please. That's all.
You sitting here telling me you finna take my kids even though the city knew that we were
Charles,
sleeping in the
again,
storage
if we can find the grandmother, we're getting the grandmother's information right now.
That's my mother. My mother is their grandmother.
And I Thank you.
I mean, can y'all call her right now and have her come get them?
Charles, you're under arrest. Get in the car, please.
Come on, you gotta get in, or
It's gonna be an additional charge if you don't.
Or they're going to force you in.
we don't want to have to do
Can-
that. All right. Just take a seat
Charles,
for us.
don't make it any. Just don't make it any worse. Just do what I'm asking. I promise you. Just
Okay,
do
your
what I'm
body
asking.
camera's on, right?
Yes.
That's on.
Okay, can I ask one question? And I know this is more so for the court. Do you guys have jurisdiction over me and my children?
Get in the car, Charles.
Thank you for not answering, and I will bring that up in court. I will challenge jurisdiction.
Thank you.
That's a new one.
Thank you.
That's a new one.
Thank you.
Do you want me to go get his phones and everything? He says it's in the
Well, it's
in
a
the
dog
door.
in there right now, so just turn it off. And then, but if you can grab the bin off.
Then sure.
Yeah, run it through.
With that, Charles is taken away. And not only is he in trouble because his kids were found in this storage unit, but police also say they found a loaded gun in the SUV that he was sleeping in. Zielinski, she claimed the gun was hers, but Charles allegedly touched it. Now, he wouldn't consent to a DNA sample to prove that not to be true. The reason that is such an issue is Charles is a felon. So him having a gun legally, it is a big problem for him. One child told police actually that Charles, quote, has a bunch of guns. In 2010, Charles was convicted of third-degree sexual assault in a county north of Milwaukee in Wisconsin. And that fact, that record, the fact that they found a loaded gun in the SUV, this would lead to years in prison for Charles Dupriest in this case, which we will talk about here in just a moment. Now, after Charles was put in the squad car, he requests to talk more to officers, and this is what he said.
Do you want to switch over or anything?
No, that's fine. We're gonna bring it back to the wagon. He's gonna get you going so you can get down there faster. All right?
What about her? And what about my
She's going
children?
with.
Okay, can we at least say bye to our kids?
That the detectives are the ones running that. They're not gonna allow that.
Can you at least ask them?
I can't.
My oldest son literally
I will.
my oldest son just lost his mother. I am his only living parent.
Okay.
Can I
I will
tell
ask him,
him?
but we're gonna move you to the wagon first.
Can I reassure him that he's okay before that happens?
I'll ask the detective.
Okay, would you mind doing that now, please?
No, we're gonna move you to the wagon first.
Would you
I will ask for you, but
would
we're
you
gonna move you to the
please
wagon
go
first.
ask him? I'm saying whether he says yes or no, I'll go with you. Would you please go do that right now?
We're gonna move you
Please.
to the wagon first. I want you to step out for me, or we're gonna have to pull you out. I don't have to do any of that. Okay? I will work with you, but you have to work with us too. I will work
I
with go
have
ask the
been
detective.
working with you this entire
But
time.
you're not right now.
So you're saying that all of the compliance that I've shown means nothing when I make a request?
You were compliant up until we put the cuffs on you.
I was compliant when you put the cuffs on me. I was
we had to
compliant
pull
in
you over to the
allowing you.
car.
No, I walked over to the car. I allowed you to cuff me. Only thing I asked was to speak to the detective. I spoke to the detective, and then I even got in after speaking to the detective without fighting or
Now we're
resisting.
going to move you to the wagon.
Okay, I'm asking, can I
And I
say
told you I
goodbye to my
will
children?
talk with the detective once we get you in the wagon.
Is there a reason why you can't do it now, sir?
Because I want to get you in the wagon first.
So you're saying the reason that you won't go and talk to the detective is because you would rather move me first. That's a personal choice.
Yes.
So you're saying that you're capable of going to talk to the detective, but you're choosing not to.
I said I will go talk with the detective after I move you to the wagon.
Is there a reason why you can't talk to him before I move? You can
Because
even
I am
close
moving
the
to
door.
wagon now. That's why.
Because we were instructed to, so this is what's going. That's what's going to happen.
No, I'm stating I will move to the wagon. I'm just asking, can I talk to my son?
And once we get you to the wagon and everything else, he's going to go talk to him, okay? Because you're going to be with me from now on, okay?
Okay, that's fine, sir. I'm just asking if I could talk to my son. Can you ask the detective if I could say goodbye to my son?
This is our job right now. Is for us to move you from there to there. Once you're in there,
Okay.
then you'll be free, and then he can go ask. Absolutely.
Yeah.
If I'm there, how can I say goodbye to my son? It's a lot
What's
more
the difference
difficult.
between here and there of talking to your son?
The paddy wagon, I will be in the back and the door's closed. Here, I can actually see
I
him
can
as...
actually open the door there, and you'll be able to see him and everything else. Okay?
Okay, so if you're willing to accommodate me at that point, why wouldn't one of you officers just go ask the detective if it's okay for me to say bye to my children? If it's not, I will accept that because that's not in my power. I'm just asking, would one of y'all go ask the detectives if I can say yes, if I can say bye to my children?
To the wagon, why do I have to ask the detective first?
Because
using your same logic, why do I have to wait for you to...
using my logic, this is why. As far as I know, there's no guarantee that once I get into that vehicle that you're actually going to ask the deputy. You're actually going to ask the detective.
You're going to move to the wagon after I talk with the detective.
And then
Using your same logic.
using that logic, we can go based on history, as you stated.
I have had zero history with you. You have had zero history with me.
That's not necessarily true. You've had history with me since the contact has been made.
He wants to talk to his kids.
I want to at very least say bye to him.
Yes or no?
I want to at very least say bye to him.
That is a no, sir. Okay? You cannot talk to your children right now. That is a no. You are under arrest. So right now, what are you doing is making it worse.
How?
Because you're not complying with the officer.
I actually am complying.
You are not.
Yeah, it's on body cam that I am.
When they ask you to do something and you don't do it, that's not complying.
If they ask me to do something and I ask a question, that's asking a question. You can't just say I'm not complying because I don't move immediately when you say so.
Legal authority right now to ask you a question and you have to apply.
That's not true. I can ask. I can question. I can. Okay, and I asked the question.
No, you cannot speak to your children.
Okay, that's all you had to say. I accepted that, and then you continued the conversation.
Please just do what they ask.
Again, I already told them I would.
Okay, thank you.
You communicating to me as if I'm resisting, I'm wilding out. Know it. All of this is on body cam. It's all good. I'm going to address the judge about it. I'm not going to argue with y'all.
So you watch that, and it comes off that Charles really thinks, A, he's in the right, and B, he knows the law. But you also heard in the first interaction that I showed you where he claims that the city knew that they were in these living conditions and that the city knew that the children were staying in a storage unit. Now, the parents reportedly told police that the children had these sleeping arrangements for the past 6 weeks. And Charles Dupriest allegedly said that the kids slept there about 3 times a week, despite there being family and friends who could have taken them in. The couple reportedly claimed that they were, quote, kicked out of a Milwaukee rescue mission, but that organization told WTMJ television that it had confirmed permanent housing had been secured for the family when they left the shelter, but that family never took advantage of it and they never moved into it, which directly disputes the claim of the parents. Officials also say that this family had multiple families assisting them. Prosecutors also alleged in this case that the couple received about $2,000 a month in government benefits. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, though, did point out that Dupriest is a registered sex offender, and that may have created a barrier for the family to stay in certain shelters.
We have your children stating that they had no food, that the only food they found was from the garbage.
So this is video of Azyia Zielinski at her first court appearance last year per WISN television. You can see she is very emotional in that appearance. Both parents initially faced 6 counts of child neglect, but Charles Dupriest faced an additional count of illegal possession of a firearm by a felon. This is Dupriest in April of this year at his sentencing. He pleaded not guilty to those charges of child neglect and possession of a firearm as a felon, and a jury found him guilty of every charge he faced, 9 in total. He faced 5 counts of felony child neglect, 3 counts of misdemeanor child neglect, and a felony possession of a gun by a felon. And a twist in his legal proceedings is that Azyia Zielinski actually testified against him at trial. Now, Charles faced the possibility of 14 years in prison. This is what the prosecutor had to say.
The state recommends 5 years initial confinement, followed by 5 years of extended supervision, along with treatment-focused conditions and eligibility for substance abuse program after 3 years in prison. This case is not about punishing poverty. It is about holding a parent accountable for choices that put children in danger. As this court knows, on September 15th, 6 children, some of them young as 2 months old, were safe. They had eaten dinner, they were watching a movie. Some were already asleep. They had a place to stay. And Mr. Dupriest chose to take them out of that safety, not because he had no options, but because he rejected the help that was available. Family support was there, community resources were there, and he chose not to use them. And the consequences of that choice are real. A 7-year-old now struggles with anxiety, fear of the dark, and abandonment. A 9-year-old has learned that childhood means caring for siblings while adults are too intoxicated to do so. That is the harm in this case. Your Honor, there are 2 sides to Mr. Dupriest. There is the version described by his church and family, respectful, compassionate, caring, and engaged. And then there is the version that appears when no one is watching, the version that is emotionally and physically abusive towards both mothers of his children, the version that abuses alcohol, the version that exposes children to smoke and firearms, the version that prioritizes pride over safety, the version his own child does not feel safe around. The question is not which version exists. The question is which version controls his behavior. And that brings us to the central issue in this case, responsibility. The PSI provides a particularly telling insight. A close family member described being deeply disturbed with Mr. Dupriest, noting that he had allowed and participated in this crime and failed to consider the impact on his children and the burden now placed on others forced to care for them.
The judge sided with the state, and Charles Dupriest was sentenced to 5 years in prison with 5 years of supervised release. As for the mom of those children, Azyia Zielinski, she took a plea deal in exchange for her cooperation and testimony against Charles Dupriest. And she is not going to go to prison, but she did receive 18 months probation. She also has been ordered to take parenting classes and to go through mental health evaluations. Here is part of what the prosecutor said at her sentencing.
What matters for today is Ms. Zielinski's role, her conduct, and what sentence is appropriate in light of both. The state is recommending a misdemeanor resolution with probation because it is proportionate to Ms. Zielinski's level of culpability and her actions in this case. First, Ms. Zielinski is significantly less culpable than Mr. Dupriest. The evidence at trial and her sentencing memo established that dynamic. She was in an emotionally and physically abusive relationship, and that context is critical to understanding her conduct. This was not an equal partnership. It was a one-directional, controlling relationship. Second, Ms. Zielinski accepted responsibility early and consistently. She entered guilty pleas. She told the officers what happened. She even tried telling everybody it was all her fault. That is meaningful accountability. Third, she testified truthfully at Mr. Dupriest's jury trial. That required her to come into court, take an oath, and provide honest testimony in a difficult and highly personal situation. That is not something this court sees in every case, and it reflects positively on her acceptance of responsibility. And importantly, Ms. Zielinski never minimized her conduct or tried to shift blame, even where there may have been explanations for her circumstances. She did not attempt to use them to avoid accountability. That distinguishes her from many defendants and supports a probationary disposition focused on rehabilitation. This court has received a sentencing memo under seal. Without going into detail, it provides additional context regarding her background and the challenges she has faced. That history doesn't excuse the conduct, but it certainly provides an explanation, and it does inform of an appropriate sentence.
As for the children who were found in the storage unit, at the time of the parents' arrest, they were put in the custody of the state, and as of right now, it is unclear where they are living. That will do it for On the Case, presented by Law and Crime. Subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify, and we are also now streaming on Peacock. I'm Chris Stewart. We'll see you next time.